It's remarkable and inspiring to think that the practice of focusing on the breath in this way has been followed somewhere in the world every day for at least the last 2,500 years. It provides a wonderful foundation for the practice of meditation. Our breathing is with us wherever we go. We can't leave home without it. It is always available to help us reconnect our attention to the present moment. Learning to focus, refocus and refocus our attention on the breath offers a great way to learn how we can be fully present right here, right now. Because we can attend to the movements of the breath only in the very moment in which they are arising, attending to the breath holds us in the present and provides a vital anchor line with which we can reconnect to the here and now when we recognize that our mind has travelled far away to the there and then. Maintaining a focus of awareness on the breath as the mind is pulled away by thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, or external distractions is not easy. But it may seem less of a struggle when we are able to see such fluctuations in the mind as just what the mind does, similar to waves on the surface of water. If we see these mind waves as both natural and inevitable, then the very going away and coming back of our attention can be seen as the heart of the practice, not a lapse or a deviation or a distraction from it. For such goings and comings can teach us precisely what we need to learn, to recognize when we have drifted into doing mode, to disengage from any doing if we choose, and to enter and dwell in being. This tendency of the mind to wander is perfectly normal. The fact that our thoughts seem to proliferate without end doesn't at all reflect an inability to meditate on our part. In fact, this recognition of the ever-changing nature of our own thought stream and how labile our attention is marks the beginning of meditative awareness. All the same, it's very easy to become fidgety in the face of the unrelenting torrent of thoughts and think that we must be doing something wrong. It's only natural to think that the work of meditation is being interrupted when the mind wanders here, there, and everywhere. Yet, each moment in which the mind takes off gives us one more opportunity to become more aware of when we are slipping or have already slipped out of the being mode and back into the doing mode. It allows us to become more aware of the thoughts, feelings, and body sensations that carry us away in those moments, and to cultivate the skills of releasing ourselves from the doing mode and returning to the more mindful being mode. This is why the instructions for the mindfulness of breathing practice encourage us to congratulate ourselves at first when we notice our awareness is no longer on the breath. In that very moment, it can be helpful to note briefly what is on our mind and name what is going on. So we could say to ourselves, for example, thinking, thinking, or planning, planning, or worrying, worrying. Whatever the content of the thought or impulse, the task is the same, to note what is on our mind in this moment, and then to gently escort our awareness back to our breathing, renewing our contact with the in-breath or the out-breath, whichever is happening when we come back.